Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks. And this is a follow-up video to our unboxing of the Unihertz Jelly 2E. This is the setup video for the Unihertz Jelly 2E. This is a review device sent to the Tech Travel Geeks by Unihertz, so thanks to Unihertz for the review device. Now, we've already discussed how tiny this phone is. Here it is with the universal unit of measurement, the banana. So, even by scale to the nano SIM, which is usually tiny in comparison to a smartphone, this is a small phone. So what we're going to do is take our SIM ejector tool that was included in the box, see our unboxing to see what was in there, and in this case I'm going to pop my nano SIM into the tray and then pop that back in. Now that was relatively easy. I'm going to long press the power button. So you have power button at the top right of the device, there's an action button on the right, and there's a volume rocker on the left. Going to long press that and it says Unihertz, powered by Android. So this is running on Android 12 according to the specifications that Unihertz sent us. Let's see how it does. Now, as the Unihertz Jelly 2E comes out of the box, it has a screen protector already applied to the front of the device. And we saw in the unboxing that there's also an extra one available, so you can replace that and keep that screen to the Unihertz Jelly 2E safe thanks to the screen protector. And as you can see, it also comes with a diminutive little TPU case, or as I like to call it, a jelly case for the Jelly 2E. There you go. So let's go through the setup of the Unihertz Jelly 2E. I'm going to lift my hands up a little so that you're closer to the camera with this tiny phone. So we're going to go with English United Kingdom. English United Kingdom. Let's go through with this setup. It's obviously recognized from my SIM card that that is my location. I'm now going to connect to my Wi-Fi network. Okay then, so that's me now connected to my Wi-Fi network, and then it goes through with the rest of the setup. It says now that it's getting your phone ready. It may take a few minutes. As you can see, or maybe not, as the Unihertz Jelly 2E comes out of the box, in our case it's retail packaging, it has a 75% battery charge. Now please bear in mind that that's 75% of a 2000 mAh power pack inside this diminutive phone. Between the relatively efficient MediaTek chipset that's in the device, I'm led to believe it's an A20 chipset, as well as a small screen and the usual efficiency of a smaller phone, this should last a full day, if not longer, of normal to heavy use. Or so they say. Obviously we're going to have to verify that in our review, and it will be a long-term review. I'll take at least a month to do that. Oh, it says that we can't connect. So we're connected to Vala and Rodney. Great. Okay then, so here we are. I was given the option to copy data from another phone, but I've opted not to. And what I'm going to do now is go through with my Google sign-in. Okay then, so that's that done. There's now two-step verification. I need to verify my identity, and that should complete the two-step verification. So I'm going to go ahead with all the other details. I agree with Google's terms of service and their privacy policy. As I say quite frequently here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, in Google we trust. Anyway, we're getting the Google account info from the internet. And I have to say, first thing first, typing on a 3-inch diagonal screen is not that bad. I was quite happily able to type in my username and password, as well as the password to my Wi-Fi network without any issues. So it's surprisingly easy to use, considering this screen is actually the same height as the width of most of the other smartphones I use. Now I'm going to set up a security pin for the device. And now it's suggesting we set up Face Unlock, so you can do that with the front-facing camera on the Unihertz Jelly 2E. So let's do that. So I'm going to set myself up here for that. So let's put my face in the center of the circle. That's good. So that's relatively fast and painless. Now it's suggesting we set up the fingerprint unlock. Yes, the Unihertz Jelly 2E has a little fingerprint scanner on the back of the device. Let's see how that goes. So I agree to the terms of that. And what I need to do is put my finger on the sensor, and then you get confirmation that this is being read by the sensor and it gets set up. It is quite responsive. That seems to have been added. Great. Next up, after all that, we have the usual Google Assistant. Now, I'm okay with this. I use the assistants both on my devices for a hands-free experience, but also in my car through Google Assistant on Android Auto. So always handy to have that in place. So I'm okay with that. This is hands-free assistant. You can access it just by using your voice even when it's locked. Do I want to add another email? No. Under the screen protector that was pre-installed, there's two side buttons and there's a home button in the middle. Now my understanding is that this will be... Okay, so it's a traditional Google setup. The button on the right is your multitasking button. The circle in the middle is your home button, and the button on the left is your back button. Now, the launcher on the Unihertz Jelly 2E has been optimized for one-handed use and this small screen. So as you can see, the grid is a 3x3. In this case, we have the Google search widget at the top, so that takes up one row, but it's a 3x3 grid. And the dock at the bottom is also 3 icons. In this case, we've got the phone, text messaging, and browser buttons. And the app drawer that you pull up has all that as well. And as you can see, apart from a few extra things like the FM radio app, the remote control app, and student mode, some Unihertz actual buttons and apps, there's really nothing else pre-installed. There's very little in terms of bloatware. I would say that things like the remote control app, the Zaza remote, and student mode and the sound recorder and the toolbox, these are all utilities rather than apps or bloatware in my view. But anyway, you can see that the apps are now downloading in the background. There's quite a few of them going through. Pending, installing Google Chrome. So quite a lot going on here. And then if you pull down from the top, does it actually work? Yes. You have the Android 12 usual settings. Now, it does take a moment, probably because we are using the phone to update everything in the background. But you can see that we have our quick settings here in dark mode. And they're scrollable. That's great to see. If we go into the settings menu, it's all as is, and it's actually really fluid. It's really relatively fast. So let's have a look at the about phone details. This is the Unihertz Jelly 2E. It doesn't actually say much apart from the fact that it's Android 12. So the Android security update is to the 5th of August 2022. Considering we're now at the very beginning of November, that's actually not too late. And the Play system update is set to 1st of June 2022. That will probably be updated in the next few hours. So there you go. Impressive little device from Unihertz. Let's see what the software is like. So the software is currently up to date. There's no new version of Android, but considering this device is $159 US and comes with Android 12 on it. Android 13 has just been released. That's not a big concern of mine. It's quite good at this point in time. Let's see how our updates are going on the Google Play Store. So I'm just going to wait till these apps finish installing. As you can see, there's 64 gigabytes of storage on the device. 53 gigabytes are usable for the user. That is expandable with microSD, as we saw. There is a slot for microSD. So if you were using this to, for example, store media and watch it or listen to it whilst traveling, that is an option you do have. Expanding the storage, it might be the thing for you. Especially considering this device has, in its relatively small casing, has a 3.5mm audio jack. That's a courage port to you and me here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel. I'm really impressed by this little device. And when I say little, yes, you've seen it next to the banana for scale. It is a truly diminutive device. To give you some context, this is the Unihertz TikTok-E, and if we put that down next to the Jelly 2E, I'm blown away by its size. Not only that, if we turn the screen on and put it at the bottom of the Unihertz TikTok-E, the Jelly 2E seems to have the screen size which is as long as the width of the TikTok-E. Yes, it's that tiny. So let's just use the fingerprint to unlock it. The fingerprint unlock worked. Right, I think that in terms of updates, this is going to be a while. There's still 18 apps installing in the background. What I'll do is complete this setup and start with my long-term review. Thank you for watching if you made it this far in this setup video. We will be covering the device in the coming weeks here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel. Be sure to be subscribed and have that notification bell on if you want to be notified of our upcoming videos as they get published. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the section below. And thank you for watching, and goodbye from me.